Today we're going to share how we've been learning German for free 1 year later.
Hallo, ihr Lieben!
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Sarah.
I'm Grayson.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're half of the McFalls. We are a family of 6 with 4 kids.
A cat and a hamster.
Yeah. And Grayson wanted to join us today because we're talking about learning German. And he was in our video that went live almost exactly 1 year ago. It was January 29th, 1 year ago.
Before we even moved to Germany.
Yeah. In our old house. And it's an embarrassing video because I had no clue how to work with sunlight coming in the window. And you'll see the video go from like really dark to so bright. We look like ghosts to back to dark again. And the sound is horrible. Anyway, it's just embarrassing. And not that this video is perfect, but I'm getting better with each video. Anyways, so Grayson, we wanted to bring him in. And after this, he's maybe going to go play video games. Is that what you're going to do? You don't know? We're going to talk about the free ways we've been learning German since we've now lived in Germany. And it's a lot different than before when we were living in the US.
Well, the most obvious free and different way that he's learning German is he's going to German school.
Yeah. We weren't doing that before. So Grayson's going to introduce himself in German, which is what he did a year ago on the channel. And I'll show a little clip of that here. Yay! So we're so close to our dream coming true. And we chose to have Grayson in our videos because we actually have 4 kids. He's one of 4. And he's the most
Excited.
excited, that's right, about moving to Germany and about learning German. And we think he's got some of our, genes for travel and adventure and languages in him. Because Kevin and I love to learn foreign languages. And
I do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Grayson really seems to have a knack for learning languages. And so he's been learning a lot of German. So Grayson, would you like to tell them something about yourself in German?
Ja.
Okay.
Hallo, ich bin Grayson. Ich bin 9 Jahre alt und ich mag spielen Basketball.
Very good. So Grayson. So it's funny. Grayson watches that clip now and he goes, "Oh," because he hears the mistakes he made back then. But he was still sounded great. We thought back then. So all right, Grayson, let's tell YouTube about you. How old are you?
Okay.
Some of your favorite things.
Hallo, ich heiße Grayson. Ich bin 10 Jahre alt und mein Lieblingssport ist Skifahren, aber ich spiele Eishockey.
Mhm.
Im Sommer mag ich Inlineskaten.
Mhm.
Und mein Freund, die da unten wohnt, da drüben wohnt, der mag auch Inlineskaten.
Mhm.
Ja, genau.
Und wandern mit Papa
Ja,
Ja?
ich mag auch.
in die Berge.
Wie willst du dieses Sommer Sonntagshorn stehen?
Ah ja, dieses Sommer.
Ja, das glaube ich.
Echt?
Kannst du?
Vielleicht, ja.
Ja.
Kann ich ausprobieren?
Ja.
Is ja a very Bayerish thing? Because everyone down here says ja. Ja. Like Ella, you ask her a question, she'll go ja. That's so funny. I think that's a Bayerish thing. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
And was ist deines... Wait, deine?
Deine.
He corrects me all the time. Was ist deines Lieblingsfarbe?
Meine Lieblingsfarbe ist blau und grün.
Okay. Was ist dein deutsches Lieblingsessen?
Deutsches Lieblingsessen.
Mein Lieblingsdeutsch ist. I gotta think of that.
Maultaschen, Schnitzel,
Schnitzel mit Pommes.
Knödel.
Knödel?
Ja.
Rinderbraten.
Käsespätzle.
Apfelstrudel.
Apfelstrudel, ja.
That's what we had last night, right?
Yes.
Wienerwurst.
Weißwurst.
Weißwurst.
Weißbier, oh nein. Nein.
Weißbier. 6 more years.
It's
Is
okay.
there anything else with apple? Like Apfelstrudel?
Apfelkuchen.
Okay. Apfel.
Supper's ready! Come on, y'all! Been slaving over this for hours!
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus, we thank you so much for this bountiful harvest of Domino's, KFC, and the always delicious Taco Bell.
Mein Lieblingsdeutsch Essen ist Apfelstrudel, glaube ich.
Ja, das ist immer gut.
And I made that last night for dessert.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, homemade. Except for the dough. We bought the Blätterteig.
Why did you suddenly switch to English?
Sorry, I broke the rules. and we have more Apfelstrudel for tonight.
That's right.
Okay. Was ist dein deutsches Lieblingsgetränk?
Mein Deutsch ist. Yeah, I gotta think of that too.
Apfelschorle,
Oh.
Kinderpunsch, Johannisbeerschorle, any kind of Schorle,
Weißbier.
Limonade. 6 mehr Jahre.
Ja.
Jahren.
Noch
didn't
mal
say that.
6 Jahre.
Yeah.
6 Jahre noch.
6 Jahre noch. Okay.
Oh, wait, how do we say it, Grayson?
6 Jahre noch?
6 Jahre noch. Ja, okay.
Oh, you can say that too. Mein deutsches Lieblingsgetränk ist Kinderpunsch.
Kinderpunsch, ja. Welches ist dein Lieblingsort? Den wir dieses Jahr vereizt haben. If I didn't pronounce it right, he doesn't understand. Welches ist dein Lieblingsort?
Ja, den
What is the
Den
favorite place
wir
we've traveled
dieses
to?
Jahr-
You visited this
This
Oh,
past year,
this
since
year.
we've been in Germany.
This year.
Diese Jahr, ja.
Yeah, nothing.
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 No, I can't say anything because this past year when we're not in it.
Since we've been in Germany, not in 2022.
2022.
Yeah, but we've been in Germany. So I can't say anything.
Okay, for the past 11 months, what is your favorite place we've traveled to?
Munich was pretty good.
Ah, you like the trip to Munich?
Burghausen or Burg Eltz or Galtur.
What is Burghausen? What was
Burghausen.
Kinder
that was the-
Hotel in
that was the big.
Galtur.
Burghausen was the big castle that looked over the river.
The longest castle in the world.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Burghausen.
And then Chiemsee.
Yeah, in Chiemsee had a bit of wandern, right?
Here we walked. Well, spazieren.
Yeah, not really hiking.
Huh. I don't know.
1 hour later.
Welches ist dein Lieblingsort, den wir dieses Jahr bereits haben?
Ich werde den Kinderhotel in Galtür sagen.
Ja.
Warum?
Wandern, schwimmen
Alles.
Alles. Ein ganzes Hotel.
und die vielen Essen.
Ja, jeden Tag haben wir einfach gegessen. Also,
Ja.
We could, yeah, how would you say, like, we could eat all day long? We could eat and eat and eat.
wir konnten den ganzen Tag lang essen.
Yeah. Okay, so in the last video, I shared about my residence permit issues, driver's license, and
Insurance.
and health
Health
insurance issues. And I spoke German at the end. It was totally baby German, so don't get too excited to go see it. But if you want to go see it, I'll link in the description below. But it's totally baby German. But Kevin, and of course Grayson, as you heard, Grayson is really far along, but Kevin's farther along than me. So I just wanted to brag on Kevin a little bit. Yeah, so Kevin's doing a really awesome job speaking German. He's helped me many times. He's able to make phone calls to order pizza, which is every Friday night.
Yeah. Well, I have the same script, say the same thing, and they must be like, oh, yeah, it's McFalls calling.
Yeah, there's those foreigners again.
Right.
Yes. So Kevin's able to do complicated things like that. And he also did how many teacher conferences? I mean, there had to have been 15 teacher conferences.
Well, it was all, we didn't do it in person because of COVID. And so they gave you 10-minute blocks for each teacher. And, because in gymnasium, they have a different teacher for every subject. Mm-hmm. And so I had 2 kids and it was just 10 minutes. Like it was like speed dating, but with all their teachers.
And you are Gina?
Gina, hey, what's up?
Nothing.
Look, I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's been a long time since I've been with a man. Spent a lot of time with the ladies.
And so it was like, okay, which kid is this? Which subject is this? And trying to do it all in German.
And he did it all in German.
Yeah, it was.
And that was back in October.
Yeah.
Your German's gotten even better since then. So, I mean, y'all give Kevin like a big, clapping emojis in the comments.
Well,
I mean, he's doing really good.
I came a long way since the first week we were here and we were in quarantine.
Yes.
And I was trying to call the Chinese place that has Chinese food.
Chinese Imbis or China Imbis.
And I was wanting to know if they delivered. And I called up and I was trying to talk to them. And it just wasn't working. It was really loud in the background, and I couldn't hear or understand. And I was like, ask a question. Finally, she just hung up on me because the conversation was going nowhere, and I couldn't say anything. And so she just hung up. And
I remember feeling really scared in that moment, like, oh my God.
We can't even call and get food.
We're in a foreign country. We're in quarantine. We can't go buy food. And now we can't order food. And we know no one. This is scary.
Yeah. Well, it turned out they don't deliver. So I guess she had already said, I said I don't deliver 5 times and he didn't understand. So I'm just hanging up.
Yeah. But that lady can be quite grumpy. Now that we know her personality. Yeah. It's not surprising that she hung up on you, but she's not German either, so we can't say it's a German thing.
I don't know.
It's just a personality thing. Mm-hmm. So we thought we'd share with you some of the very free and easy things we've been using to learn German since we've been here. I mean, in that video, we talked about how we're using Duolingo, which Kevin completed every single lesson of, right?
Yeah, I
German.
did.
Well, not every single lesson that there is, just the whole German.
Just the German one, not all the
German
languages, but just the German one. Yeah. So I did that in, 4 months or something. I mean, it's not quite fair because I got to jumpstart, knowing Swedish and, words
that
like
makes a big difference.
Überall and ungefähr and those words, they're like exactly the same in Swedish. So you just change the spelling. You just have to know how to convert Swedish spelling into German spelling. So.
It would be like knowing Spanish than learning Italian or vice versa.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
So there's a lot of vocabulary I got for free. So Duolingo was really good.
And you never paid for it.
No, exactly.
We kept the free version.
Yeah, because, in Duolingo, you can pay for the advanced one, and that gives you more hearts and stuff, so you don't have to restart. But, I did it all with the free version. I also like the YouTube channel, Easy German. Yeah. I've watched a lot of those. It's nice because they have them separated into different levels.
Yeah.
And then lately, I've really gotten into Coffee Break German because the podcast. Yeah, so I can listen to that on Spotify, like when I'm doing the dishes or whatever.
Yeah, it's a great podcast.
And it's really great because they have this big long text, and you kind of catch some of the text, and then they go through it.
It's advanced. I mean.
Yeah, it does get advanced, but I like that a lot because it gives me a chance to try and listen. The one thing though that's interesting with the free ones is that you get pretty good at reading and you get pretty good at understanding, but you don't have a lot of chance to speak.
Right.
And so right now I can understand quite a lot, but formulating those complicated sentences and getting the right word order and getting the right articles,
right.
It sounds pretty ugly when I talk, but I can usually get my point across, but definitely I understand a lot more than I can speak. at the moment.
It's sort of like you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting that with LINGODA. I'm getting the speaking practice, and I have a teacher that can correct my pronunciation,
Sure.
correct my word order, correct my grammar. And yeah, with free apps, you're not going to get that.
Yeah.
But it's still a great addition to that. Or if you're doing nothing at all, doing something free is better than doing nothing.
Yeah. And now, I mean, what I do a lot is, communicating with the teachers, communicating with people through businesses through email or WhatsApp. And so a lot of what I do is, like the hockey team, there's a WhatsApp group for the hockey team. And so I'll read through it and see if I understand everything. And then I'll copy and paste it into either Google Translate or DeepL. And then usually I'll write what I want to say in English and have it translated, but then I'll look at it. And so I'm always doing that multiple times a day. And I learn a lot just by doing the translation and copy and pasting the stuff. And so that's how I'm doing a lot of my progress. Of course, when I'm out and about and talking with people, do that too. But it's a lot of just correspondence with different people. That's where I'm doing most of my German now.
I also like the DW app. They have Nico, who is like, what is he, Spanish, I think, and he comes to Germany, and they have these little videos where there's conversations in German, and then they have all these questions about it in German, seeing if you understood the conversation. So it's very real life conversations. They also go through grammar and teach you vocab, and it's totally free. And it's a heavy duty app. It's really good. And I want to thank one of my friends, Katie, for recommending that app to me. She lives in the Black Forest. She's an American. And so thanks, Katie, for that suggestion. That's how she has learned German, actually, is through the DW app.
And it's really interesting nowadays. There's so much, everything's on the internet and everything. I work in high tech, and you can learn about artificial intelligence or whatever stuff. There's so many free resources on the internet. And so if you want to, you can go and find them and sort of curate them yourselves and figure out how to learn. But then depending on how much time you have and how much effort, then going for these paid services that sort of curate it for you and bring it all together and collect it. That's
There's
sort of
still
what you're
value.
paying. That's what you're paying for with those sort of services if you don't have the time to go and figure it out and piece things together yourself. So it's really interesting. That's sort of the world we live in now, is that you can find any information on the internet, and if you have the willpower to go and get it, you can teach yourself just about anything. But it can be nice.
Resources still have a lot.
It can be nice to have it packaged for you if you're short on time.
So the biggest way we've all learned is through total immersion, right? I mean, Grayson's getting total immersion.
Sink or
in
swim.
School.
Throw you in the deep end.
It's totally sink or swim. And we also hired a tutor at the beginning that helped Grayson with his homework and helped him learn, because fourth grade, vierte Klasse here is one of the most difficult grades, as they decide you go to, Realschule, Mittelschule, or Gymnasium, at least in Bayern. It's different all over the country. And then Kevin and I just learned through immersion. We are talking at the bakery, the grocery store. We're talking to friends in German. And then it often transitions to English because we reach our limit as to what we know.
Well, we do have the one neighbor across the street, and we've never spoken English with her, at least.
No, we haven't.
And that's good.
And we love her. She's our German grandma, our German Oma here in Germany. I found that with immersion comes that repetition and context. And so like when I'm at Ella's kindergarten, I know a lot more of the vocabulary and the routines of what goes on in kindergarten. I mean, when the teacher starts to speak to me really quickly in German, I can actually understand a lot of it now because I know the routine and I know,
have something to connect it to.
Morgenkreis. Okay, yeah, Morgenkreis. That's the morning circle. I've seen the morning circle. Yeah. So context helps a lot with learning a language. And, when I'm in the bakery and they're asking for something, I know what they're talking about because I'm in the bakery, and that's something you'll never get until you move to the country and you're immersed in the culture and the life.
Right.
Of course, that's not always possible. And sometimes you just want to learn a language without moving to the country, and that's still a great way to learn it. But one thing we really love about learning languages, and it's definitely important to learn the language of the country you're going to live in, because it teaches you so much about the culture and the history and the beliefs and the mindset of the people through the language. You can learn a lot about the culture. It's definitely important if you're moving to Germany. Definitely, you do need to learn German. I mean, you're going to integrate so much more quickly. You're going to be so much happier if you are speaking the language.
It's just so much more fulfilling. I remember when I lived in Sweden and lived there for 5 years, and you even learn, what were the popular TV commercials back in the 1980s, because there's going to be all these pop references to all these things that happen in, the Fool Ale, the ugly beer. There's this ugly beer commercial where the guy poured his beer through his sock for some reason, and
my God!
and drank it after filtering his beer through his sock.
That's
And that was this commercial that was big in the past, and you'd hear people talking about Fool Ale, and
I can see why they would.
And so, you miss out on stuff like that, and you otherwise wouldn't get the full experience of knowing what it's like to be in that country without speaking the language.
And I get kind of sad thinking about how English has sort of taken over everything. And I think that can be a real shame, even though I speak English. I think it's kind of a real shame and that's why so many countries are really wanting, I know France is really big about hanging on to French, and Germany is big about hanging on to German. And I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And it's very good, because the differences are what makes the world an interesting place to travel and to go see and to live in, because places are different. If we were all the same, the world would be really quite boring. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud to learn other languages and to learn German while we're here, because I feel like in some small way, we're helping to keep the German language alive. And it's our part as immigrants to learn the language of the country you're in.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our video with our awesome second son, Grayson.
Bis nächste Woche. Tschüss.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. What do we say? Bis du nächsten Mal. See you next time.
Bis nächste
No.
Mal.
Not bis du. Not bis du. Are you next time?
Bis nächste Mal. Nächste Woche.
Bis nächste Woche.
Yeah, bis nächste Woche.
All right. So we
Bis
say that.
nächste Woche. Like,
Yeah.
what would should
Yeah.
we say? Like, choose or something after that?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
choose.
Yeah.